Hello and welcome back to another live stream. I'm Phase Motion. Today we are back in Space Engineers. It is a fantastic game. I think this game is awesome. We're running the scenario Ares of War. This is episode 17, I think. Yes, 17. We have a big list of things on our task list today. As you can see, I've kind of improved the base a little bit. I popped to my other mining base and grabbed the blueprint. I also popped back to our asteroid base and picked up some resources. If you remember from yesterday, I I didn't bring enough small steel tubes and didn't bring any iron. So yeah, we were a little bit screwed. So I did that, picked up some more fuel for our main beastie over there, and yeah, we loaded the blueprint in, and Bob went around and kind of fixed things up for us. We kind of had to undo a couple of things, drill down some walls and that sort of stuff, but it's all up and running, as you can see. Usually I have 3 docking ports for PAM miners. I've taken one away because we're right on top of the Cronyx. It's a Crony. So yeah, so we've got space for 2. We've only got 1 at the moment. I did build one of the PAM miners on our little assembly area over here, and I docked it up so it would charge with a battery. I also switched out the way that this connector is connected up. So this is now on a hinge, and it allows us to retract the hinge. I sometimes have a problem when I'm lining up blueprints with the connector that it's too close, and it fails to build the connector on the actual ship itself, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. So this should address that. I think. I went through, and what else did I do? I cleaned up those connectors. I made sure everything was named properly. The arm that we built in an earlier series on the base did not come across with the blueprint, so I temporarily just hooked up this one. So it's a simple piston, standard conveyors, and then a piston on the end with a hinge, which allows us to connect up. So that bottom docking port that we put on this ship. I didn't want to build something that kind of went all the way to the top, because I would like to do that at some point, but yeah, I need to mull it over a bit more. When we brought the ship in, we managed to land it. Well, we didn't come in too close to the base, so we had to adjust. But we managed to use just about 30% of the fuel, I think, which is better than previously. What else is there? Most of this is the standard stuff from the other base. I turned off a few things. In the other base we have PAM set up here in station mode. I turned that off. I turned this one off, which was... Oh yeah, because there's no hydrogen here. We don't have the ice to be processed. So that's a little bit of a pain on this one. It's got 2 refineries that are upgraded, just the one assembler, again upgraded. Some pretty walkways, put some signs up as well. We have a vent up here to manage when our O2 tanks are full. That's mostly for the other base, because we're always processing ice to fill up the tanks. And that generates oxygen, which fills up the tanks and then makes the pressurization go squiffy. Even though, but this is the normal thing. So this fan works without any problems. We have a control suite here, which is for controlling the PAM stuff. I tweaked the LCD so that we show how much power we have being generated. How much power we have in our batteries, power reserves, so on and so forth. There's the usual strength indicator for this scenario, and for some reason this is showing us the connected ships for the other base. Now PAM is off, so I don't really understand what's going on here. Yeah, because this base is not even connected to the other base, so I don't really understand that. It's a feature rather than anything else. We have plenty of resources. So the first thing I think we're going to do is we're going to move the miner out of the way, and we're going to connect it up to one of these. And then we can kick off the build of the Gladius. If you remember from our testing yesterday, we got jumped by space pirates on the way into this place, and it blew off the connector at the top of the ship, and the Gladius drifted off, got caught by gravity, and yeah, ended up crashing. We do need to go and pick up the remains at some point, but we don't have a atmospheric tug that we can use. We need to build one of those. So we need to put another Gladius, just so we have something to hop around with on here. It allows us then to scout out any potential sites that we can use for recycling, salvaging, that sort of stuff. And gives us at least a little bit of defense should we need it. I did go through and clean up this one as well. So just the naming side of stuff. Why is that locked? Should be perfectly asked because I was playing around with the thingy. This miner here, I'll show you it on the blueprint list. This is from the Space Engineers Workshop on Steam. It's a PAM miner. It's one of the example miners that were created. It's a really awesome atmospheric miner. I like this thing a lot. It's got some nice drills, good cargo, it's nippy. Yeah, it's kind of everything that is right with a miner. And it works reliably. There are a few others that I've tried, but to be honest, in atmosphere, especially in 1G, this one is just the bee's knees. I would like to take a stab at building my own one day, but yeah, I need to practice a lot more with building ships. I've not done a lot of it, and there are so many good ones on the workshop that yeah, I would like to try them out. And by trying them out, you get a feel for kind of what works well together, what doesn't, that sort of stuff. Bit of lightning there. So that is connected up. We're not going to do anything with this at the moment. We could use this for mining the Cronyx. It's not that far down. So, it works pretty well. These miners work down to about 50, 60 meters. They can go much deeper, but then you've got a lot of stone you have to go through. And it's a bit of a pain in the arse because it takes much longer to get a full load. You get down to where the ore is, you mine through it, and then you get a shipload. You do that once or twice, and then you have to kind of go through the next big chunk of rock to get to the ore again. So it's a little bit sporadic, but yeah, it does work. I've done it before. Just put the batteries on charge, and I like to leave it on the screen. Let's turn those engines off. Save power. Okay, that is good. Got lightning here. I could have sworn lightning was actually off, but maybe it's on but doesn't do any damage. I'm not exactly sure. To be honest, I don't have the no lightning mod. I just kind of turned it off in the settings. That might be a problem. A dust storm here. Pretty view though. And yeah, that reminds me, I still need to work on up. But this has all been set up. I had to reset this up from scratch. For some reason the projector didn't come across, I guess because it was attached to the hinge. Let me set these back to 0. It's my daughter in the background. Bravo, honey bun. Nice work. So let's turn this on, and I think I already put the Gladius blueprint in there. That's the front of the ship, and it looks like that's the cockpit. So it's got the right orientation. Oh no, we're going to have to turn it on. See, I don't usually like doing too much movement before I do the thing to get the orientation in the right place. Because sometimes it messes it up. Back, I should really put a camera on that docking connector. That would be a good idea. So remember, it's a little bit low. Yeah. Not that low. That kind of low. And let's bring that there. Okay. Let's go and take a look. Gladius is a pretty nice ship, actually. So it needs to come forward more and down. Yeah, down a little bit. So we're going to line it up with the connector, and then we're going to hinge it back. So maybe that much. I knew it was down, wasn't it? No, it's the right height, but it needs to come forward. What's that? 2? Maybe to the right once. Okay. So let's try 1 actually, and then oh, that was the wrong way around. Maybe something like this. It is atmospheric, so okay, it's got to come down, just down 1, and then maybe actually back 1, down 1, not that one. There we go. And then let's try that. The only adjustment we might need to make is just pushing it forward. Like that looks like it's matched with the connector. No, that should be okay. Like at the moment it's touching, so it's going to stop it from being built, which is the whole problem that we've been having. So now let's go over here. Turn hinge lock off and then bring it back. There we go. So on this hinge, what I've done is I've set the bounds so that it doesn't come past this upright position, and then just set some speed so it kind of retracts back. And then I've got the hinge lock on there because sometimes it bounces, and it looks like it oscillates. So yeah, the hinge lock kind of fixed that issue. Let's get us some plate. Don't actually need that much, but it'll come in handy with that. And then let's just go. We don't need 4 blocks. Let's do the ignore color. Oops. And then let's go to that connector. It's snaking. I was thinking about using some kind of piston arrangement here. I wasn't quite sure if it would work, so I need to test it out. Yeah, I think I was right. Let's go up one more. And as a general rule, I like to try and connect up to these things. It's kind of a bit more reliable than what's wrong? Slightly more reliable than going into armor, I find. Sometimes I've kind of brushed up to armor and it's still not detected. There we go. And that is, oh, that's the conveyor port for the gun. Let's just make sure that the cockpit is in the right place. No, it's not. Okay. Let's fix that. Because the reason being is that the thrust is highest at the bottom, and I want to make sure that when we when we disconnect it from the welding harness, we don't crash, which has happened to me more than once. That's not it. We need to do this one maybe. Okay, there's the cockpit. Of course, it's futzed up the positioning. Mistake. Let's bring that back. And then while we bring that back, let's do some adjustment. So something like that. Something like that. So in terms of this direction, we're good. It needs to come up 3 or 4, and it needs to come towards me a couple. Something like this, and then like that maybe. Again, camera on top of here would be a smart move. Okay, and towards me 1 and up 1. Towards me 1, and then up 1. Okay, that's looking golden. Nice. Okay, so while we're airborne, let's find what we're going to connect up to. I don't really want to go that far. Yeah, lights are usually a bad thing to connect to. Let's see. Armor, especially slopey stuff. LCD maybe? Gonna work? Yeah. Gonna work. Okay, that's pretty cool. This the Gladius has a projector on it as well, so that's going to work. And now let's go to here and bring it back. Okay. So we should be good to go. Good to go. Let's turn on Bob. So what I do is, I'll show you here. What I do on this one is I allow build on off. I don't actually turn Bob off. I just toggle the allow build side of things. And then it basically won't touch projections that attack the vision. So if we start building blocks as in the cloud, it'll be good. And then while I'm here, I'm also going to do this. Keep on putting off. Just so I've got a walkway so that happens. And I find this arrangement works pretty well. Okay, so that's going to happily build now. So we can go and move on to the next one. And that is getting the drill set up. So we have our drill connected. There isn't all detector on that thing, so we're getting those as well. We should be getting signal from those. And we've got some just down here. Where are you? There. So like we're pretty much on top of it. So coming it out from this point here, you know, this is all plumbed in. So we should be okay. The only question I have is, do we have enough height? We're about to find out. I also just realised that we probably need interior plate, not steel plate. Yes, Gracie? I'll make sure that it's not too long. Okay? Okay. You do that. That's a good idea. It's my daughter reminding me that that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's the plan, honey bun. She wants to play PAM World. She has a character already, but for some reason she wants to create a new one. I don't really understand why, but yeah. So actually, that's probably not what we want to do. I think first we want to lag. Anything spawning in? No. And I didn't dump my steel plate, did I? I did. Smart thing to do. There we go. So, yeah, we're right on top of the Cronyx. But I think that we might end up kind of reaching out. I'm not really sure what it's going to look like until we get there. So we're going to put a piston on there to start with. Maybe actually 2. Because why not? Line up those panels. And I guess connector, and then a rotor. Make sure you use an advanced rotor, because the normal rotor doesn't have pass-through of materials. Okay, like this. I've seen some people put change the head to a small head, so they use small drill heads. But I think the yield, not the yield, but the mining distance is bigger with the normal drills. We don't yet have access to this reinforced drill that comes with the scenario, because we've not mined Dorium. So one way that you can check this stuff with the mining radius, so if we just put it somewhere like there, and then I think it's build vision, there's a control system, so I can do control plus, and it shows me what the range is on the drill head. Now if I go with the smaller, you can see that it's less. And this, so it shows you things like the range and the radius of the effectiveness of the item that you're doing, so it works with like welders and that sort of stuff as well. It shows the angles that the turrets and that sort of stuff can handle. It shows you the mount points. What is that? The connectors, and then you can turn the overlays off. And then we're going to put one of these. This is actually pretty close to that. We might end up using that miner and dropping that thing. I've not seen much other ore in this area, so I don't know if there's much that's worth mining. But for now we'll start with just the two heads, and then we'll take a look and see how things are. First mistake is that we have a piston going out, but we don't have a piston going down. Duh. Get rid of those. Bob will handle that for us. And then we're gonna have to make this much bigger. Because again, this setup was mostly for the PAM miners. So we need to tweak it a little bit. We want a piston. I don't think I can do it this way around, can I? No. That's going to be, what is that, 3 blocks high? But extending this is not a huge deal. I might actually put a piston on here because why not? For my stuff to be yellow so I can see it easily. Okay. Again. Give us the range that we want. And then because PAM is on build before grind. Not PAM, build and repair. Grind before weld is on. What's the hold up?
Inventory full. 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 Inventory full.
Check the colours in a second.
Inventory full.
Get rid of that.
Inventory full.
On later. Okay, so we have up down at the base. We have pistons coming out. Now let's go back to the advanced rotor. There we go. Actually, still not set up.
Inventory full. Inventory
Piston
full.
first. Then the rotor. In my mind, that's kind of how things should be. Okay. Just got the one piston at the moment. But it's not that deep down. I want to see what things look like. We can always change two drills. Okay. Cool. Good. Well, now before I do that, let's tensor. It doesn't shake itself to bits. You. There we go. Still wobbling? No. Good. Turn you on. Wobble. It's off. Why am I seeing no movement? Brush looks off. What's going on here? There we go. Hydrogen. A bit faster, I think. And then it's the velocity here to be. Don't want to go too fast. Start slow. We can always make it faster. Clip on my stairs, eh? Bad. Okay, and then while that's going down, we're going to move this out a little bit. It's the maximum distance to be 1 or maybe 2. And then the velocity up. Oh, that was the wrong button. Right click before left click. There we go. Okay. So that should get out to the distance before it hits the ground, and we'll probably have to speed this up because that looks like it's going way too slow. Let's get some hydrogen first. inventory management should now not use that one as much. Because we're in high gravity, I'm keeping a few bottles on me. Okay. That's good, but this is still too slow. And set the maximum distance. Okay. And the sorters are on this thing, so it's throwing out the stone, which ends up becoming a circular loop. Because build and repair will pick up the drop stone. The stone is okay because the refineries will turn it into usable material, so it's not a problem. We're low on nickel. Okay, so that is going. It's over here. See how this thing's doing. That is looking okay. Slowly being built out. On the rear connector. Means we can bring up our connector. And start getting the batteries. And because this connector is connected to a conveyor, do that, and then block. Because this connector is on a hinge, and that hinge is on something that is conveyor, it also means that the weapons will get loaded with ammo quickly. Everything apart from the rocket launchers, which are but the batteries should be starting to charge, so they're fairly quick at the moment. Cool. The dust storm. Looks like it's drilling away. That's enough to allow us to see. It does, but not very well. Some things fix that. Actually, yellow is a pretty good colour for this. The cattle. Something like not going to work. Like a little viewing space. it's a little way down. Okay, so while that's happening, what I'm going to do is I'll move this piece up. Here's all things. So take the batteries off charge. Make sure the engines are on. And then we can leave the batteries on also here. Yeah, so we're probably going to end up having just a one. I need to check this because it's going to be around 100. Let's try that again. And see if that helps. Get rid of all of this. A little bit confused why the colour is grey when I have that set. Something is definitely something. That's not right. The game feels a little bit glitchy. It's not the first time that's happened. 21. Okay, that's just weird. The colour's not painting through properly.
Inventory full.
Which is a little
Inventory
bit
full.
Like it's not a huge
Inventory
deal,
full.
but
Inventory full. Inventory
means
full.
that the
Inventory
game engines
full.
are
Inventory full.
not setting things in the right state.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
And if that's the case,
Inventory
then
full.
other things are
Inventory
likely to
full. Inventory
incorrect as
full.
well.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Okay, it looks like we have pay dirt. Still showing stone. Come on, show me some crony. It's like stone still, but I see a definite change in colour. Are you maxed out? Yeah, you're at 10 meters. Okay, that's good. It's reverse. I don't, you know, it's only a simple draw, so I don't think we need to worry too much about trying to keep the heads. Would like the colour to work there. Middle mouse clicking, and nothing is happening. On, and then we can speed you up.
Energy low.
Well, I had a moment of panic there where I thought it was hydrogen. I don't know if the weather actually affects your energy usage. Okay, velocity. Fast.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Attach it to this. What is going on? I already had that on top. Maybe I just replaced it. Okay. I think so. Then it was the router. I don't know how deep it is either, so that's why we have this thing on there. And now it's just the drawers. I may have to trash the staircase just here. But we can make this hole much wider, and we can increase the rate at which we're mining. For now, it's about getting down, getting something in there, and seeing how deep this thing is. So that's the plan. So that one is one that was there already. Stop the wobbles. Rotor. This doesn't have it, does it? No. So we can turn that on. There's a little bit of shimmy there. Very rotor lock is off. Sharon time sensor is on. Maybe because I've got 3 pistons. That's all on. Okay. So let's switch the velocity to as before. Like this would dig us a big hole. It doesn't need to be this big, but yeah, it is. Let's try 0.1 for now. It's going round. That will bring us down probably to the height of where we were digging before. Actually, maybe a bit more because we have more stuff on here. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Okay. Should we have our drill out? Because I would like to find a few more other resources. There's some nickel nearby. That is Crony. Just checking because we have a couple of pistons up there, so we can push the rig out a bit more. We might do that before we add extra heads, because then we have extra distance from the base and I don't have to futz with the stairway. Not that it matters much. This is jetpack most of the time. Okay, we should be getting stone. We're only seeing stone at the moment. Give me some stone. It has to be a little bit more deeper. Definitely something there. And we're scratching it. Okay, so that can... I'm not going to stand and watch the drill because something I do in private. Okay, and you're looking good. So this is the Gladius from the Steam Workshop. This is from the Merc-Rat. It's a nice look. It's a nice ship. I've used it. It's pretty effective. Got some decent armament on there. So that's supposed to be. Are we short? We're missing stuff. We're missing a few things. Look. Excuse me. What's build and repair say? We don't have the auto crafting set up. We may actually be short of co-op. Do we need the grids? 95 or something, so that would 100. The missing items on build and repair is not always showing everything that's missing. Because it's a projection, sometimes it has to build some of the other things before you get visibility of it. Like, we do have stone, and that should be... Yeah, just giving us iron, nickel, and silicon. Get a lot of stone, but we can get a lot of stone. So there is a mod that I have installed that I'm not using at the moment. Oh, maybe it's not installed on this one. Ah, actually, let's have a look. It's on the projector. Yeah, so here basically on the projector you can send to assembler. You can pick which assembler you send it to, or you can only send the missing items. And this allows you then to prefabricate a build before you actually go through the build process, which is pretty handy. It says here we're missing armor blocks, text panels, a small reactor, and an LCD. And here it's just complaining about bulletproof glass. So yeah, we know we're processing stone, so it is going to come. New walkway. And with this thing, the way this is set up, you know, we can really easily lift the whole thing up, push the whole thing out, attach on, you know, a good half dozen. Drills to it, and we get a ton of stuff, which I think we will do, considering that we're missing some mats. So it's gonna be this. I don't think we need to stop anything. But what I will do is I'll bring this up and I'll switch to the overlay and double check what the range of this thing is. Because I always wonder if I should put a spacer in between the drills. So let's do that. Of course, we don't have interior plate. Let's go and get some. Just a couple will be fine because we have Bob doing the grunt work. Still playing. Like, I brought a lot of steel plate across with me. And then that is up, so we're going to push this out. And we're going to push it out. Oh. Is that not clear? Should be clear of the hole. Yeah. Okay. So maximum distance, let's make 5 meters. 5 or 6. Let's make it 6. just to be sure. Switch the velocity. And then while it's doing that, let's put some more on here. And let's get rid of the overlay. Smack into this. And you should be high enough. No, you won't. And I think this needs to come out a bit more. So let's make it 10. Okay, that'll give us a ton of stone, which is going to keep refineries busy, and the build that we're doing for the Gladius, that'll keep that happy as well. Make sure we don't get smacked in the head by a drill. It's happened to me plenty of times before. Okay. So let's now bring that down. And let's set this to a minus 0.05. There we go. And then let's see how that does. The Gladius is pretty much done, so it should be far enough away. And that's going to give us a ton of stone. The other thing I've done before is I've sent this thing off to go and get, like I've used one of these to go and collect ice, the surface ice. And let's check on this. Check the small ship. Much the same as before. What are you complaining about? Nothing. Production stall still on this, and that's cobalt. We're not going to get cobalt from rock though. Yeah, I hear clanging. So we have a problem here, and that problem is that the drills are too far apart from each other, I think, and therefore we're getting these ridges, and that's causing stuff to go out of kilter. So we need to change of plans.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
same.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
And then we're just going to stick to that. To that. While we're here, we might just stick. Let me get more, as long as you have the resources to make it, which you probably do. Don't see any grids there. There we go. So that should be fine. New. Same the other side. Make sure we actually land on the drills and not fall off and then get chewed by them. Would be classic. Got a bit dizzy there. Okay. So let's try this now. Back to where we were. Going through the hydrogen quickly. Our thrusters. Not seeing much movement on the panels. Hey, Piccolo. Yes, Gracie. Watch out. Okay. And then I get it installed on your laptop. Yeah. Okay. So we need cobalt, and I need to deconstruct something to get some. I don't really want to do the power cells. Maybe thruster components. Anyway. Gravity, thruster and gravity. Anything else? Like gravity would be of course not great, but we need a lot. Reactor and detector. No. Houston, we have. Okay, so that's happily going down. We're getting stone from that. One option is that we take this one and we do a bit of scouting to see if we can find some cobalt in the area. Turn our engines on. Make sure our batteries on auto. Range on the ore detectors at max, which is okay. Last time when we were scouting, we did it by eye. What are those through? Oh, it's just a weird thing on the grid. We're doing it by eye, so it was nighttime and we had a hand drill. So let's head over this way. I don't think we did much scouting in this direction. Okay, not seeing anything at the moment. I'm going to stay inside the lava so that we have a frame of reference to work to. Is there cobalt in them there hills? Seems to be pretty high. And I'm trying to do like a gritty type pattern, so it's a little bit less. The theory is that it's a little bit less chaotic. That's the theory. In practice, I'm not so sure. Down a bit. Like we have a range of 700 on this ore detector because of a mod that we have installed. Where are we now? 500. That's stupid. Zooming along. As I said, we did find nickel. I'm not really. I can't see anything on this terrain. You know, in a perfect world, there would be a small patch not too far from where we are. Fighter. I had my HUD markers off. Where's the? What is that? Ah, yeah, it's the we can dig it up, I guess. One of those. Did stay inside. So let's actually head back. I had my HUD markers off. So what the GC potential target. Let's get back. That's not me. What's that? Nickel. Okay, we are going a little bit fast. We had some altitude. We do need to take out the GC station that is nearby. It's all Cronyx. Cronyx, not Cronyx. Okay, so we can try again. I'm not seeing anything inbound. There's that beacon, but that's the station. but I should double check the drills on the base. See if we actually got down to good stuff. Yeah. Thing is down. Bring this one down. Velocity 5. That's kind of what I expected, because it looks like we're kind of catching the surface of the deposit. Center line. Yeah, there you go. Nice. So we're finally getting the good stuff. Now, isn't there a specific refinery for this? Yeah. Which we need to build. 50 metal grids though. We've not built this yet. Okay. Top. I'm connect from the bottom, from each of the sides. Okay. Know the place for that. I'm not really worried about aggro that comes to the base because we have our big ship nearby. We're probably going to need to bring this up. Enough. No, not like that. We'll put scaffolding around it. And catwalks and that stuff. But for now, that's plugged in. It will need to be built, but yeah, it's the it's the bulletproof glass that we're missing. We have the grids. bulletproof glass is my nemesis. Kind of confused how we have the bridge when we're not able to make it here, but okay. Cool. Ah, that was easier than I thought it would be. This looks like some kind of panel. Can I actually interact with it? Is this it? Yeah? Oh, nice. Okay. Doesn't have the usual highlighter. Yield, efficiency, performance speed. Can we attach upgrade modules to this? Does anybody know? Exotic. Okay. Cool. That was fairly easy to build. Not really seeing a place for upgrade slots. But the design is different to, you know, what I'm used to with space engineers. Okay. Nice. Okay, so now our detector is on. Let's go to about 50. Yeah, that's good. So we know Cronyx is that way. See what else we can find now. A lot of Cronyx here. The hill's gonna give me something different. Down a bit, don't drift off too high. Make sure we use the align module. So PAM comes with a ability to align to the planet's gravity, which is quite handy. You know, you can do it manually with Q&E on the PC, but this is using PAM is only one button, so it's just a little bit simpler. Let's try the other side of the lava. Is that the same fighter as before? Probably. Could be a different one. What was that? Silicon. There we go. This way. There's some snowy peaks over there. We could try in that direction. Altitude is tricky to read. So we'll mark this. We do have it from the stone anyway, so you know it's not silicon. Our base is over that way. Head in this direction. One of the starting options for this scenario is on this planet. Which I was originally gonna do, but I started and then I had a crash, and yeah, it bought the save and it wouldn't load. So I thought, bugger it. And I prefer starting in space anyway. I don't really like being planet bound. 0G. And besides, it's much easier to see stuff in space. And the other thing I like is that your jetpack, you know, it takes you a long way. So when you start out, it's what's that marker? When you start out, you can jetpack to asteroids and pick up stuff. Okay, this is not giving me much confidence. There's the fighter. We're not going to mark it. But that's an option. Like, we could dig that out. It's going to have resources on that that we could use. Let's head back in the direction of our base. Oh, was that nickel? Ah, good. Yeah, we need to mark that. We need to mark that. It's not cobalt. It's nickel. We do have a marker for nickel already. But I've been stuck for nickel before, so it is one of my one of my go-tos. And when I make GPS markers, I don't like to be too far away from it. Especially when you're using things like auto miners. So a little bit of a pain. So we've got silicon and nickel. Gods are smiling, they'll give us a little bit of cobalt. It's not one of the primary things that you find on this planet, I don't think. Check the map a minute. Let's just head this way. tingling feeling. We'll find a small patch. That may just mean that I need to go to the bathroom. Over here a little bit more. The same fighter that we saw just now. Here on the small chance we find a patch. I wish there was like a rhyme or reason to some of these materials. You know, finding cobalt, for example, you usually find it near mountains. It's something that you know, there's something you can look for as a geological feature rather than just kind of patterns on the ground. 5 minutes of battery left. Yeah, I'm not done. It's nice and all, but oh, what's that down there? There's a weird coloured patch. What are you? Are you actually something, or is it just a blemish, a zit on the landscape? You're just a zit on the landscape, aren't you? Yeah. We have 700 meters range on the ore detector, so if there was anything there, we probably would have found it. Okay. Well, a little bit high. I've not noticed any kind of surface blemishes with the spherules on this lava place. Like I couldn't see anything for the Cronyx. It would be nice if the lava was a type of liquid that you could somehow process or use as a energy source, like geothermal energy. That'd be pretty neat. You're just Cronyx. Get back over here. Up some height. Not enough that we crash. Okay. It's like 4 or 5 blocks. I think it's like 20 meters. Still getting used to this this new keyboard. It's got a very sensitive trigger point for the keys. Okay, good job, little miner. So we're docked. Engines off and batteries on charge. And how are you doing? It looks like there's a lot of wiggle there. I don't like the wiggle. Wiggle it just a little bit. Shear inertial tensor is on. I'm going to double check these. On. Come on. On. They're all on. We'll check the rotor. You're at max depth, aren't you? 10 meters. So let's bring this down to 0.01. Like, I don't want it to go too fast because it's wobbling a bit and I don't like it. Let's take a look at ore. Okay. Yeah, we have lots of stone. 969 and 928. Although it looks like it's going down. Let's check the refinery is doing stone Cronyx, that's fine. And then let's also look at drills. Stone. Come on, update. Stone, Cronyx. Stone. I'm not seeing any other material. Which is just a little bit weird. Like, we have the black stuff, we have the skin-colored stuff, and we have, I guess that's stone as well. So we must be kind of on the edge of it, which is cool. That's good. And we have Cronyx being made. There's PAM, not PAM, there's the Izzy's inventory management. I didn't know about it. Used in a reactor. So it's just like a reactor, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Cool. That's good. So that objective has been completed. We've dug a hole, we're mining it, you know, we've got a decent supply already. What's this thing telling us? Text panel, small reactor, and build repair is telling us that we're not missing any items. So the missing pieces on the projection must be coming from us just blocking the thing. We are up and we're connected. Is that connected down? Are you working? No, connected down. Okay. Cool. Which means that we can turn off the projection. Let's just double check it when it's locked. And we can get rid of our scaffold. And actually, if we turn the projection back on, oh no, it's just in there. That's good. So yeah, that's done. Nice, sweet. So if we do have any inbound aggro from PC, we can deal with them. The only thing we do need to check is that we have ammo in our guns. Oh, that's the Russian action. That's what we're going for. So you got stuff in there. You. So that should be good. The only thing we're going to be missing is missiles. And it's got 4, and I think it takes you can put 5 in every one. Because when you go here and you load it manually from the front, you load in 4, and it puts 1 in the I'm not sure what it's called, the launcher chamber straight away. So you can actually put 5 in there, you just need to wait a second for it to move from the inventory to the chamber. I have a feeling that's not the right word to be using. There we go. And I saw the parachute hatch just now. It's 0. Let's get some parachutes. Do not have any, but I think it's silicone that is making up. Here. 3, 4, 5. There we go. So it's making some parachutes. If you saw the episode yesterday, we were bringing the big ship in. We had our little tick, the thing we were testing for creating this base, attached to the rump. And we had a docking connector at the top, and we had a Gladius attached. We got jumped by space pirates. And they shot the connector, and the Gladius drifted off. The annoying thing was, about 5 minutes before, I was checking the tick to make sure that the batteries were on auto, that the parachutes were set up properly, and so on and so forth. And then I looked at the Gladius and I saw the parachute chambers, and I thought I should put some parachutes in there, and I didn't do it. Or did I do it? No, I did do it, but I didn't set up the auto deploy. So when it got shot off, it floated off into the gravity well of the planet, and yeah, it wasn't set to auto deploy. So yeah, that was frustrating. Otherwise, it would have survived. So we do need to make sure that the projector inside the ship is on, and we need to turn the engines off and put the batteries on charge. So let's do that. rated decoy rearm 3. Now it exists. Okay. Didn't see them on there. There should be decoys. We don't want to use them now. Like, we are attached to a connector, so we should be okay. So we can turn that off. Thrusters. Thrust 3. Thrusters back. Just turns on. Zero docking. For a generator. Batteries on charge. Turrets are on. So let's check the reactors. Jumpstart reactor as well. It has been a little while since I used this. Right, there's the turret. And that put a matter of tiny feet again. That's probably because of the connector. Hey, honey bun. Oh, that's my arm. Easy, tiger. I need 10 minutes to finish up here, and then I need to set your laptop up. Would you like an ice pop? Go on then. That's an ice pop, not an ice cream. You can have an ice cream, not an ice pop. Blackmail me for an ice cream. We don't have ice creams until after supper. Yeah, that reactor is not done yet because of connector. This is the common issue that I have. It's quite ready 9. Let's turn everything. The right thing's on. Yeah, I think so. Would you like me to open it for you? Go again. This
Well, I had to do one.
Well, yeah, but how many are there in total?
2.
Is this the last one?
Oh, there's 2.
2 more after
No.
this, or 1 more after this?
After one more.
Okay. Yes. Okay, the projector should be on. Sweet. Okay. Let's bring that back. We can dock it now. And we can then... what panel is this on? Everything off. And the battery's on charge. Okay. Kind of weird how I'm seeing a velocity still. Maybe it's because of the wind? There's a sandstorm. Okay, nice. So that's hunky dory. Hunky dory. Let's look down there. And how do we look? That was a lot of lag. Is that just my drills, or is something coming in hot? Seeing any more there. Okay. So it looks like we still have Cronyx. Is this the Cronyx? The new June game actually looks interesting. I might actually enjoy that one. So what do we have? Crony, we've got 149, 300, 410, 500-ish. Okay. But in terms of the actual staff, how much we have? We only process that little amount. 28.2. Yeah. That is not, that's not much. So that's going to be a while. So yeah, that's okay. Oh, that's the uranium in the stuff. I always like having it in there ready to go. And then in case of emergency, you know, you can just turn it on and you've suddenly got power. Because it's pretty much atmospheric. Only, I don't think there's any hydrogen thrusters on here at all. No. I was also looking at the decoys. I'm not seeing the decoys actually mounted. So I need to check that out. It's all atmospheric. Okay. So that's ready to roll, which is good. We are happily mining away. I did want to check the. Let's have a look here. This label is special. And I wanted to see, yeah, it is. All Cronyx. Okay. Turn that to all. Ingot. Oh, not seeing Cronyx as an ingot. I'm only seeing the ore. Is it listed as a component? No. Okay. Maybe that's because it's still inside the reactor. So let's go to special. Crony. And then give Izzy a second to maybe realise what it might be. And it is just here, so. What's going on there? Yeah, I can ignore the P10 type stuff because that's on the main ship. I'm going to recompile this. So that it restarts. Drill 12? Why is it complaining about? Drill 12. I might need to put up a warnings screen for the warnings. Okay, so to do that, what I like to do, you can just use the manual page, but I like to just kind of go in here, go into edit, come down to the LCD section, refinery, LCD panels. Where are we? So here we want to have an LCD which is here. This one here. So we can copy that, we can cancel, and then let's throw an LCD up. A 1x1 should be enough. And we need interior plate. You're gonna let me put one here? I don't think so because of the railings. That's a shitty place to put it. Let's try over here. There we are. Doing this. Warnings. There we go. Stone, iron, no valid conveyor path. Yeah, lockers you can't move anyway. Most of this. No valid conveyor path for the exotic material. I think there is. So to look at this, what we can do is you can use build info conveyors, and it will then show you an overlay with lines indicating where the conveyor paths are. If you're seeing like everything kind of in one color, like we see the yellow here, that's the conveyor network. if you see sections like you see up here, where it's red, or you see this kind of orangey color, that means it's a separate network that isn't connected to the main network. But here I am seeing everything on the same network. If you look down here, you can see the drills. So this is definitely on the same network. Yeah, I don't really understand what it's complaining about here. Can transfer ore Cronyx from the refinery to the industrial refinery. That's because the industrial refinery doesn't take it. Yeah, that's a problem with Izzy's script. Because it's not aware that you can't put that material in there. Come on, not cry. Cronyx. Stabilized. There you go. It is that. Okay. What's the volume of the? Not that much. I'm looking for a cargo container that's not labeled, it's not used for anything. These. Not seeing any progress indicators. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say special. Something else. Cargo. Cargo small special. Populated jar. And then what I'm going to do is stabilize Cronyx. All. There we go. Now, if we take a look, identity, it's gravel. No, let's take rid of that. Okay, so it doesn't take that much, and basically, as it's processed, it should all end up in here. So we have one large industrial cargo container to store the Cronyx ore. Yeah, I'm not sure why there's some in the connector, but you know. We have some in the refinery, that's fine. And we don't have any elsewhere. That's good. Let's track the drill. Not seeing any more material, which makes me think the pistons are extended 100%. Yeah. Let's put this one down. And the velocity 0.01. There is a lot of wiggle, which I do not like. It's definitely... It's almost like one of the tensors is not it's not set up. Let's do this. Oh, that's too close. Okay. You can I put it's less brutal. It needs a paint job, but I will think about what it looks like. Okay. I think there's probably another one, but and what is the distance on here? So what we'll do is once all three pistons are fully extended and we understand what the depth of the layer of Cronyx is going to be, we'll bring all this back, we'll push this out a little bit more, and then we'll go down again, and that should be hunky dory. So yeah, that is that's another thing off of our list. I'm starting to run out of steam. But I think that's everything at this base done that we wanted to do. So the next thing is heading back to the main base and then starting work on a ship printer. So the reason for this is I was, this ship I love. It's a brilliant ship, excellent for kind of blowing stuff out of the sky. Great for taking on things like stations. It's got the range. It's got the damage, the DPS for dealing with aggro. Like yesterday with the pirates, there were 2 of them, and we took them out no problems. We can deal with a lot of ships without any issues with this. It's got 2 railguns. What is that? For some reason, this ship does not like the unknown signals. But this thing has a couple of railguns at the front. It's got some front-facing artillery. It's got artillery turrets. It's got I think these are assault cannons as well, and a couple of Gatlings. It's pretty good. It's maneuverable. It's fast. It's agile. It's got 2 jump drives. For a lot of things, it is good. The problem is that for this type of stuff, like building bases or like shuffling materials and ores and ingots and that stuff around, it's terrible. It's got lots of small cargo containers inside, mediums, but it doesn't have any large, and things are in like 1,000 different places, and yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. And docking, like if you want to move ships around as well, it's it's contrived. Like we have, we added this extra connector down here to facilitate actually this type of base. You can put ships here. We launched our tick from this place, but then you're blocking off a gun. There's nowhere else. There's no other docking ports, and there's no convenient place to put docking ports. Really, not without kind of it sticking out like a sore thumb. And then the attack ships are like completely exposed. Like yesterday we lost a Gladius with our docking connector that was here. Yeah, and it was just a pain in the ass. There's only one way in. There's not a lot of usable space inside. I love the ship. I think it's really, really awesome, but
Energy low.
yeah. It's also, it's got a roll, and that roll isn't everything. So I was looking for what I'm going to do next. I could build one. I do want to build a kind of a bigger ship, but I still don't feel that I understand a lot of the ways of building yet, and that's something that I need to pick up. And this is one of the reasons I use the stuff from the workshop. The other reason is that there's a ton of creative people in the workshop, and they do some really, really good stuff, and it's inspiring. And using those ships and flying those ships, you can see what's good about them. You can see where it's lacking. And you don't do that by anything other than trying them and using them like on a day-to-day basis. Like, same with this ship. We didn't learn about a lot of the caveats until we flew it. And we flew it in battle, and we flew it down to the planets, and we flew it trying to build bases and so on and so forth. So you don't learn a lot of those things until you actually, give it a good go. So I was looking on the workshop for some inspiration, and I have built a lot of things from the workshop. Mostly in my own private saves, and a couple of other games as well. Like in this game, I've built a few. I've built the station. It's a really nice station. It's got some great things about it. Some things about it that I had to change, and that's good. That's part of the engineering process is figuring this stuff out. I haven't built these blue team ships yet. I always wanted to find a reason to build the shipyard. There's another small ship. Actually, I might. How many blocks is that? Version swaps the projected world and concept allow for the station to become more of a 3D printer with a welder wall. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, I wanted to build one of these shipyards. Like, this is like 14,000 blocks, it's a lot of blocks for a shipyard. For something that has this very specific purpose. But this one is much smaller. I could build something for a lot less blocks. But it could be interesting to try this out. But the ship I was looking to actually build is my next usable ship, is this one here, the Calypso. This is by Boz. It's pretty large. It is 13,310 blocks. But it's a beautiful ship. I've always resisted things like refineries and assemblers, or too many of them at least. And refineries on like a combat ship, it just doesn't make sense. Especially something that doesn't have a hangar, so you have no miner. It's okay for kind of docking at bases like this, but and then this base is kind of pulling the oars. You refine it on the ship, but then it's a lot of volume to take up inside the ship for this, especially in a combat ship. But on something that's not a combat ship, that is going for one point to the next. It's for avoiding battle. Then it kind of makes more sense. The power yak, that's not a big. It's got 5 jump drives, which seems like a lot.
Critical.
Medical bays, there's way too many. There's too many cryo chambers. It's just it's just me that's playing. It's not a team, so that's a bit overkill. But it's got 2 large cargo containers and 19 normal cargo containers. And I went into creative mode and I took a look at it, and it looks fantastic. It's beautiful for a start. A little bit worried about how some of the engines work. It's you've got some nacelles at the back on rotors, which could cause headaches. But it's got a couple of hangars. It actually has a shipbuilder, a small shipbuilder inside, which is pretty cool. It's got a couple of hangars, which is like awesome because I'm always like the Calypso could carry the Gladius. It could carry a miner, an atmospheric miner. Bringing a miner to one of these places, it saves on just dumping resources into a cargo container and then building it on site. Like building on site kind of makes a bit more sense, but then you need to make sure that you have everything you need to actually build it. And you don't, like here, we don't have access to a wide range of different ores. There's only a couple. We haven't found cobalt yet here. So in that case, it kind of makes more sense to have the ship on you. So that would streamline things a bit. And then when you're setting up a new base, because you're bringing that miner with you, you've got something that can go out and start collecting resources as you're building out the base, and the base is then going to be there for other resources. So in some ways, it kind of makes a bit more sense to me in my convoluted ways. But the ship, color doesn't really mean much to me, but it's colorful. It's not too colorful. It's not like a rainbow. It's got a nice color scheme. It's got a nice layout. Probably too much space for inside for other things. I don't need 8 cryo chambers. I don't need a cafeteria and that sort of stuff. But they've done some thoughtful things. So and it looks good. So that's what I'm thinking about building next. And to build that, because it's 13,000 blocks, that's quite a lot for Bob to handle. So we need welders, and we need welder wall and so on and so forth. So that's the next thing that we're going to be working on. And I was going to start tackling some of it today, but I'm running out of juice, and I promised my daughter that we would go and do some things. As I said, she wants to play Power World, so which is cool because I want to play it as well, and I wanted to set that up on her laptop. She has a Chromebook. So what I'm looking for at the moment is, I was going to show you what I've done so far. I think this is the defense grid. Where am I? What are you doing? My speed modifier. Is it too little? Yeah. So I'm going to show you what I was working on yesterday. Last night I was just kind of trying to figure out how I wanted certain things to be. So what I did is I kind of capped off this chunk just here. Let's actually go through the door, not through the hole. Yeah, so before you had seen not this piece, but the piece on the other side. Yeah. So this part had been done up to about here. What I did is I kind of finished off the rest and started trying to figure out what shape I wanted it to be. This is not the final version, but it's a kind of work in progress. I capped off this side, because I was starting to get a bit more activity from space pirates and from another faction, and yeah, it was just becoming annoying. I moved the dock area for the KDI, for the main ship that we have, our fighter. I think it's a frigate actually. And I moved that over here, and I was trying to figure out the space that I wanted for other things. So this is set up as a kind of docking area for the frigate. And then down here is where I was looking to set up the printer. And at the moment I just kind of outlined a big cross, because I was thinking about putting something like a piston or a rotor, something here, to push out the build. But I may just use a tug and get it to pull out pull out the ship as it's printed. So this would be then a set of rotating welders, and we would line ourselves up in the welder ship here, in the tug here, and then just essentially kind of pull it out of this. And as we pulled it out, then the welders will kick in, and yeah, it would build the pieces. Now the problem with this approach is that you need all of the resources before you actually start. Because if you're pulling out of here and you run out of metal grids, then it's not going to weld that piece. And that can then leave, because you're not welding that piece, it could be that you're missing something. And then trying to find those places to fill and build out and repair and that sort of stuff. Bob will take care of a lot of it. So it's not a huge deal, but it can be a little bit painful, more painful than it actually should be. So yeah, that's the problem with that type of approach. So I need to figure out how to deal with that. We don't have problems with iron, but I think we might not have enough nickel and cobalt, and we probably need to get some more silicon as well. Now we have tons of it around here. I'm not worried about it, but I want to make sure we have it on hand and enough resources created before we actually do that part. So yeah, that is the plan. That's where I'm thinking about putting this kind of welder wall. As I said, I would like to make it have more confidence that when we print it, it's actually going to be done. So yeah, there you go. That's where we're at. So let's go back here and head back to our is it this one? No. Okay. Oh. Okay. So yeah, there we are. Fairly successful. Got most of the stuff done that we wanted to get done. I'll let that carry on, and I will let the special refinery carry on being special. Doing that for us. There is actually a refinery, isn't there? I'm just surprised how slow it is. If it can be upgraded, let me know, and I'll make those changes. So thank you for watching. I hope you had some fun. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? If you think I'm doing something not as efficiently as I should be doing, or you think I should focus on something else, let me know, and I'll think about it. Please do like, and if you want more content like this again in the future, subscribe. Until then, thanks for your time, and I will see you soon. Ciao, ciao.